Sagittarius, the Centaur, what's going on? Hopefully everyone's doing okay. Before we get started, guys, I just want to remind you that this is a general reading, so please take what resonates, excuse me, and leave what doesn't. I'm going to say that one more time, guys. This is a general reading, so please take what resonates and leave what doesn't. Us readers, we are reading for the masses, guys, so that means for each zodiac sign. So in your case, Sagittarius, we're reading for sun, moon, and rising, all together as a collective. Sometimes we also include Venus, we also include 7th house, the 10th house, and things of that nature. But for simplistic reasons right now, we're just going to say sun, moon, and rising. So yeah, guys, we read for the masses. And the messages here that come are for the collective. Sometimes, we can be part of that minority. Just depends on our situation. But it's just important that, whenever you watch these videos, just take them as being as they are, which is general, guys. So like I said, just take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Take those pieces and apply it to your situation. Also, guys, sometimes when I'm doing these readings, there may be essential theme with the reading, or sometimes I may go on one tangent, I may go off into another one. It just kind of depends. The reason why I do that, or I go with that, is because, since it's a general reading, I just want to get as many messages out as I can. All right, guys. Also remember to watch your sun, moon, and your rising. And once again, take pieces of them, of each video, of each reading, I'm sorry, I should say. Take each pieces of each reading, and then just put them together and apply it to your situation, okay? Which leads me to my next point. If you guys would like to book a private reading, go ahead and see the description box for information there upon how to obtain one. And when you guys do a private reading, all the messages there will guarantee to resonate with your situation. Even all the spreads as well. Okay, guys? Okay, also, if you would like to skip the intro and the shuffling and everything of that sort, please check the comment section of this video for a timestamp. Placed there by me. It's the first comment. It's pinned. So I'm going to say that one more time, guys. If you would like to skip the intro and the shuffling and the astrology, please see the comment section for a timestamp available provided by me, okay? Okay, I'm going to go ahead and give you your astrology. This is a little bit geared towards a Sagittarius sun sign, but it can bleed off into a rising sign. If so, I would state it within the little sections that I go through, the forecasts. So yeah, but right now we're gonna go with the sun sign. All right. So Sagittarius, August 2017 may be a month where professional matters will occupy most of your attention. Planets are not very favorable for home and family affairs. Domestic concerns may be in the background this month. This month you may also be interested in spirituality and may develop your knowledge base pertaining to spirituality. In terms of career reaches its topmost level this month. Saturn may bring in major changes regarding your financial environment. It's advisable to be generous with your friends this month, whereas this month may not be suitable for speculative ventures. In terms of love, relationships, and partnerships, for coupled Sagittarians, love may not be favorable this month due to the retrograde of Mercury. However, this can be used to clarify your understandings regarding love matters. For single Sagittarians, both Venus and Jupiter forecasts good aspects for love this month. Love may be chasing you, and you may have the support of friends and social contacts. You also may find your soulmate among old friends. In terms of health, health seems to be as if it will be, to be normal this month, where no problems are to be really expected. It's pretty good. Overall, Sagittarius, August 2017 forecasts a month where professional and financial growth may be favorable, while love may be a little delayed. Okay, let's go ahead and bless the deck, and we'll get started. Guardian angels of love and light, ancestors lost and known in the seas of time, please intercede into this reading to provide Sagittarius with the clarity and direction as to which he or she seeks. And please grant me, the reader, the objectivity to read the cards and relay every single message as they're meant to be. Okay, Sagittarius, we're coming into the reading with the star reversed. Okay, Sag, this spread here, it's so undeniable. Like, I can't even ignore it. I mean, this is clearly, Sag, about a relationship. And what I find very interesting is your, or are, your crowning card, Sag. I mean, wow. Sag, like, you have up here, check this out. You have the Two of Water in reverse. And you also have, but in the middle here, you have the One of Water upright and the Two of Earth upright, but the Chariot in reverse. You could maybe possibly be dealing with the Cancer. It's possible. You could be possibly dealing with an Aquarius, maybe. I think that's about it. Yeah, I want to say that's pretty much it. That's all I really see here. But Sag, like, okay, see, check this out. Two of Water reverse, the Chariot reverse, but right dead in the center, we have One of Water, Two of Earth. I want to speak of this Two of Water first, Sag, or the Two of Cups traditionally. I feel, Sag, like, oh, you could be dealing with a Gemini as well. I forgot about that one as well. But check this out, Sag. Two of Water reversed, Five of Water here, or Five of Cups. The Lovers upright, and then the Nine of Wind or the Nine of Swords upright. I'm starting to kind of see, Sag, like, this relationship is not working. It's making you feel, I want to say, become inflamed with anxiety and with like heartache. It's making you feel like you're in despair all the time. I mean, clearly, Sag, I mean, you're coming to the reading with the star reversed. This is not having any hope. This is also, Sag, not being vulnerable. But I mean, we can understand from what's going on here. Maybe not being vulnerable maybe could have maybe led to some of this. But I mean, it's kind of hard to be vulnerable when you're feeling like this, Sag, but I must ask, why are we continuing on to deal with it? I feel like on this side, Sag, right here, it's making you, like I said, it's making you feel very insecure with the relationship. Almost being up at night, not being able to sleep, not being able to process some emotion. I feel, I don't know, I'm picking up, Sag, like you kind of have processed it so much to the point where you are just drained. All your cups are just spilling, Sag. And clearly, I mean, on this side, nothing is going as planned, or there's a lot of stagnation. Look, Sag, the Chariot in reverse, it can imply things moving in an unfavorable manner or in an unfavorable trajectory. But also, Sag, the Hangman here, that's stagnation as well. That's just being around, watching things, just trying to gain some introspection. So, just stagnation overall, which also explains why the Seven of Earth is here in reverse as well. This side is, it's clear to see, Sag, like what's going on. I mean, you don't even really feel confident about the relationship in itself. You don't feel like there's a level of completion, even a first level of completion, the initial stages, almost like if we're not even past the honeymoon stage. It's almost like, Sag, like if I feel like this was going somewhere and you really did feel like it was going somewhere, but then it kind of just it switched. There was a big switch here. And this switch, I don't think maybe you've seen it coming. And the reason why I say that is because we have the Six of Water here in reverse. I mean, that can imply being stuck in the past, Sag. But with the Two of Water in reverse, I kind of feel like at one time this was okay. Like the relationship was, it was all right. Like things were moving, but there was a switch in dynamics. Because, Sag, right in the center of your crowning cards here, it's what you really want. And it's funny that it's in the center. But what's blocking you? The Chariot reversed and the Two of Water reversed, but right here in the center you have the One of Water and then the Two of Earth. This right here is offering your cup to someone. And why are we offering the cup to someone, possibly new? Maybe because you don't feel balanced. You don't feel like there's an equal amount of give and take. There's no reciprocity, really. And that is what you want, and that is what you need and deserve, of course. But clearly, you can't turn this into what you want to turn it into due to the stagnation. And I feel like you have come to this point where it's like, okay, what's really going on? I feel like you're trying to figure this one out. But I also see and feel, Sag, like you're kind of choosing to stay stuck in this cycle or in this rut. And it's a little tough for me to maybe sort of understand why. I mean, we all have our reasons, of course. But okay, I just got right now, Sag, that maybe, possibly, the way that this is possibly or maybe going to work out, Sag, is like you're going to come to a point where, especially with this eclipse coming, you're going to come to a point, Sag, where not having hope or not having honesty as well within the relationship and being constantly stuck in the past to how it used to be, this situation right here, Sag, is going to lead you to coming to the thought, if not you have already came to this point or come to this point, but you're going to see, Sag, in this relationship what it is that you don't want. And I know that that sounds tough and it sounds like a hard way of learning it, but I really do feel like that. Because I mean, even here, Sag, you can't even talk about the relationship with people. I feel like it's there's no growth now. So I'm picking up that like maybe your family or people around you are saying like, well, what's going on? Like, why is this not working? Or why do you feel so horrible all the time? And I have a feeling too, Sag, like people are also asking you like, well, why are you continuing on with it? And it's kind of like you don't really have an answer. But I must ask you, Sag, like I said or I asked you in the beginning, why are we sticking around with this? Sag, did we not really learn our lesson? Are we choosing to not go over things with ourselves and actually see what it really is? Because if there's stagnation and coming to a point, Sag, where you just see like, what have I done? You don't even, the Seven of Earth in reverse can also imply like just wasted time and seeing how far you've come with this person or this thing, because it can be a situation as well, guys. It is general. And looking at it like, I've invested so much time. I don't know why I'm picking up 7 years. I mean, just because I guess 7 of Earth, but maybe 5 as well. What do I have to show for it? I feel like that's what's on your mind. And I'm picking up maybe with Judgment in reverse as well. In this deck, I'm not really sure why Judgment is 20 here. In this deck, Judgment is the Roman numeral for justice, and then justice is the Roman numeral for judgment. I'm not sure why it's like that in this deck, but I just want to let you guys know that. But getting back to what I was saying, like, what's there to show for all of the time that was invested into this relationship? And see, Sag, what's kind of confusing me about this is, you know, up to a certain point that it's leading to either rock bottom or it's come to that point where the Nine of Wind or the Nine of Swords is going to lead to the Ten of Swords. I feel like it's right on that precipice. It's right on that fine, that thread, that last threshold, like holding on with by the skins of your teeth. But it seems such like I said, we're ignoring this because you know you want to offer your cup to a new person, and you know that you want to do that because you want to feel like there's reciprocity within the relationship, and you also know and you feel that you want to be balanced and you want to have a balanced relationship with someone, which makes perfect sense. I mean, of course, that's how it always should be. I keep going back to Judgment in reverse here. Sag, like, and I don't know why I'm also getting in conjunction with this, but it was 5 years of maybe turmoil. And then you put another 2 years into it with hope. But then hope never came, like it wasn't strong enough. But I feel such like you were the only one who had the hope in the relationship, and the other person just didn't give that back to you. Or there was some maybe beguiling going on, maybe some trickery, some inveigling of situations. I keep staring at this 4 of Fire, Sag, like it's, and okay, I don't know why I'm going with this, but okay, 4, 5, 6, and then 7. So I kind of feel like maybe at one time you were proud of the relationship and you did see some type of foundation being laid down where you can depend on it, and it was positive and it was good. And then that's when the switch came. Maybe a marriage happened. And I really don't like to predict things as so, but I mean, the Four of Fire can imply marriage, but when in reverse, it's just not, it's like a lack of commitment. But I feel like that's when it switched, maybe 4 years. It was okay, and then that switch happened, right? And then 1 year, or the fifth year into it, that's when the despair was just prevalent, when the sadness really sunk in. And then 2 more years later, which is 7, it's not working. And you may feel like this person maybe belittles you or makes you feel less than. So it's kind of like wanting to stick around and wanting to prove yourself. And since you are, a fire sun sign, it's that drive to complete that or to get that satisfaction. But what we don't realize, Sag, is it's counterproductive. It's the antithesis of what's making you happy. Because what about you? What about your feelings as well? And I feel, Sag, like going back in the past and saying, okay, it was good at this one time. Oh, this time was great. He or she treated me really good at this time. And I feel like that's what we're holding on to, Sag. But look, the star in reverse, the hope is no longer there. Not having hope even in the past or reminding this person of the past. So it's like what I was saying, like 4, 5, 6, 7, and then this is the result. Seeing wasted time. Not being able to fully grasp why you're continuing on with it. I feel like it's a lot of going back and forth. But I mean, I keep coming back to this as like, it's time to stop thinking of the One of Water and the Two of Earth. Stop thinking about offering your new cup of love to maybe someone else, or starting once again, even understanding your own emotions on a psychological level, but as an individual. Because I feel like you do want this to work. You really do. But you have to go inside that and see why you want it to work when it's clearly not. Wanting to offer your cup maybe to someone new and wanting the balance. But I keep seeing or coming back to this idea of it being blocked in. Like you can't get out of this headspace. Nothing moving forward. Not feeling secure in the relationship. And that's why I say when I feel like maybe this person has you trapped, sort of. And you can't just get out of it or get past those blockades and those. You can't get past like the confines of that mindset. I mean, I don't know why. Also, I just kind of got like maybe thinking of a time when you were with someone else. Maybe this is that someone else. And how they brought you that security and they brought you that balance, but maybe you let it go for this other person in question here. Kind of going back to this idea, Sag, like not learning your lesson or not choosing not to actually go over this and see and be honest with yourself, Sag. Five of Fire, strife, struggle, fighting, clash of wills, specifically, Sag. Arguments, but continuing on with it. The Five of Fire is like the Five of Wands. And look, it's on top of the Nine of Wind, or the Nine of Swords. This is crazy. I want to show you something. Like, I'm just pulling from the bottom of the deck. Okay, here's the Lovers. Not learning your lesson or going back to it. On top of the Nine of Wind, the Five of Fire. Strife, issues, clash of wills, arguments, contention, uncomfortable spaces, uncomfortability within the relationship, uncertainty, unbalancing. But it's contrary to what it is that you really do want. On top of, okay, so let's get back to what I was saying. The Five of Fire on top of the Nine of Wind. Going back to the past, right? Being stuck in the past, thinking about the past, possibly in a negative manner, or just being stuck in the past. The Four of Water, the Four of Cups. Missing some of the small little details of what's going on here, or choosing to miss some of the small details, right? On top of the Six of Cups there. So four of water on top of the Six of Water. Four of Fire in reverse. On top of the Sister of Fire in reverse. Or the Page of Wands in reverse. This is someone who doesn't even want to understand the impact that they can have. This is someone who doesn't understand the horrible energy that they can bring to a relationship. And it makes sense if this person really doesn't truly understand. It's kind of choosing not to understand on top of not feeling like there's some kind of completion, or feeling like you can be confident about it, that there's not even like I said, a solid foundation that's laid down where you can build up. Fire on top of fire, water on top of water, fire on top of swords, fire on top of air, major arcana on top of a major arcana. Nine of Fire, Nine of Wands. Seeing that you're almost there, right? Wanting to just push forward just that extra amount. We're like, okay, we're almost there. We can do. We fought so many battles, and here we are. Now we need to have the confidence to move forward. But you're not really, if it's on top of the Hangman, you're not really fighting anymore. Because that stagnation along with being almost there. But why are we stagnant if we're almost there? We would want to continue on and move forward. But we can't. Mother of Earth reversed. Someone who really does things on their own time. Doesn't care or want to care about people within the environment in this situation. Someone who doesn't uphold morals and ethics. I mean, it doesn't necessarily have to be a woman. It can also be a man. Contrary, Sag, all of this right here at the bottom, even this card, is contrary to what's actually in the center of your thoughts. And there it goes. Secrets. I don't know why I'm feeling such like this can also be secrets. You could also possibly be dealing maybe with another earth sign, or an earth. I'm sorry, I don't know why I say another, but an earth sign, Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn. Maybe another fire sign, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, or you could be dealing with Pisces specifically as well. But the moon here This is deception. It can be looked at as deception. It can also be looked at as reviewing your emotions and then seeing what's wrong. What are you doing here? And I feel like this card set can go two ways, pertaining to this spread, at least in my opinion. This can be reviewing your emotions and seeing what it is that you really need and keeping that kind of to yourself, which I feel like maybe now that's what you're doing up here. You're keeping this to yourself. So it's not really a secret. It's like a withhold of information. It's the omission of truth in a sense. But this can also mean secrets, like I said, just in general. Information being withheld. Because there's an insecurity behind it. There's a lot of water here, Sag. You're going to have to make the choice, Sag. Like, if you want this, you're going to have to remove those blocks. You're really going to have to do that. You're going to have to make that decision, Sag. And it's just, you're going to have to regain that hope and change this around. But you have to ask yourself, like I keep saying, you have to ask yourself, why haven't you learned your lesson? Why don't you want to review everything? And you're going to have to really dig deep, Sag, and see what the problem is and why you're choosing to entertain it and why you're choosing to stick around in it. What's the purpose of it? What is it serving you? Why do we feel the need to have to do that? To put yourself through so much turmoil and to feel like wasted time was put into it and to feel like this where you just are constantly sad with yourself, sad because I feel like this digs with the moon card here. I'm also picking up like it's digging deeper. This is a lot deeper than just surface related things. There's really something going on with you, Sag, where you really need to take inventory with yourself and check in with yourself and find out why this is in your mindset. It's already in your mindset. Why aren't we acting it out? Maybe you're coming to that point, but there are some blocks here. Maybe possibly feeling like your partner or your situation right now is making you feel less than. Like this, when the two of water is here like this in reverse, can also mean an unbalancing in terms of inferiority and superiority. Superiority, like that. There's a contrast where one feels like they're better than the other and they're keeping them down in terms of emotion. Chariot in reversed. Cancer energy. We've just come out of Cancer energy. Maybe this is the month, Sag, for you to rid yourself of this turmoil, of this pattern. I feel like that's maybe why the Chariot in reverse is here. This Cancer season's over. It's time to move forward with it now, especially with this eclipse coming. Sag, you need to align all your ducks in a row, or at least be as prepared as you can, because once it hits, there's really nothing we can do. And therefore, once that happens and things aren't together, at least structured, because they're really not right now with the Mother of Earth in reverse, that's when, and if you continue on, and then when the eclipse hits, there are going to be things, I don't want to scare you or anything, but the way that, the universe works, it's going to strip you of those things that you no longer need, that no longer hold a place for you or that serve you. And you're going to be stripped of them for the next 6 months, because an eclipse, it's about 6 months that's when everything plays out. Oh well, Sag, it's crazy. You guys usually have pretty good readings. What's going on here? Let's pull a Jesus card here. Sorry, I need to show you guys this card. Whatsoever shall do the will of my Father which is in heaven, the same is my brother and sister and mother, Matthew 12:50. Seek and you shall find. Matthew 7:7. Have you been seeing a lot of sevens lately, Sag? I don't know, I just picked up on that too. It's a little strange there, but maybe you have been seeing a lot of sevens. Or maybe, I mean, there's a 7 in here as well with the 7 of, that's, look. 7 of earth in reverse, or 7 of pentacles in reverse, and then 7, 7. 17, or 8. This is 6, oh, 5, okay. 5 of water. Okay, Sag. I feel like God, your higher power, whoever you confide in, is asking you, Sag, to make the right decisions, but first you have to seek them. And you want to seek them. I can see it here with the 1 of water and the 2 of earth. Because the 1 of water comes before the 2 of earth, just chronologically, but first the emotion has to be adjusted and found. Open channel, like it says here at the bottom. You have to allow that open channel to come through so that the cause and effect can come through. Open channel, cause and effect. It's dependent upon these two things, Sag. You have to open up the channel first and take the risk and leave. And I hate to give a definitive answer like that for you guys, or to you guys. But once the channel is open, Sag, you then at least have this opportunity. But this needs to happen first. It really does. I mean, there's no really other way around it, and that includes having hope within the situation. And it begins with the hope. Sorry guys, the camera's getting blurry to me. Fix it for you guys. There we go. That's what it includes, Sag. But it also includes you being vulnerable as well. A lot of the signs this month are being vulnerable, allowing yourself to see those parts of you and allow them to manifest, Sag. Allow them to come out. That's when you find what you need. And it first includes or entails being honest with yourself. Seek and find it. Check in with your spirit guides. Check in with God. Check in with the universe. Check in. Let them guide you, but you have to allow that to happen. You can say something like, Lord, universe, spirit guides, whatever, you confide in. Please provide me signs that you know that I will not ignore pertaining to mind, body, and spirit. Let all 3 of those things come in around, when that sign comes through. And please give me something that I will not ignore. When you ask like that, you ask it is when you're seeking it and you'll find it. And when that happens, you'll exude those positive qualities. And you'll do it in the will of the Father. Because that happens, and then, like it says here, the same is my brother and sister and mother. Everything follows suit after that point. It's a domino effect. But set it up, Sag, before this eclipse hits on the 21st, I want to say, of August. Okay, Sag, I think that concludes it. You can do it. Keep your faith. I know you can. All right, we'll see you the 15th to the 31st, or any other round of video I put out. All right, Sag, we'll see you. You can do it.